All right, guys, welcome back. So let's talk about some fingerspelling questions that you might have. Now that you have learned the alphabet and you know how to produce the letters, some of the most common questions, or one of the most frequently asked questions, is how do I leave a space between my words? And the simple answer is you just pause slightly. So for example, if I'm spelling my name, how would I leave a space visually in between my first and my last name? So I would sign Casey, slightly holding my Y for a pause, and then continue with Metzner. So again, I'll do it voice off. Okay, so that's it. So later when we discuss where you are going to school, you're going to practice fingerspelling Valencia College, and you're going to be telling people that you learn ASL at Valencia College. You'll need to have your slight pause between Valencia and college. So you would do the same thing. We just add a slight pause. Okay. Let's see. So this is great for any time you're saying your favorite restaurant that has two words, or a street sign that has two words or multiple words. So go ahead and practice some of those. Just think of some of your favorite restaurants, think of some of your friends' names, family names, things like that, and go ahead and practice using that slight pause. Okay. So let's move on. The next question you might be asking yourself is, how do you produce double letters? So you might have noticed when I fingerspelled college that I slid the double outward, that I slid the double L outward in my signing space. So it looks like this. Okay, so I took that L and that L and I slid it moving away from my body. Okay, so that's definitely one of the options that you can do. There is another option where you could tap it. You just have to be clear not to bounce it. So when we first start to fingerspell, and you guys have probably learned in a previous video, you want to make sure that you're not bouncing your hand, because that's very difficult to read. So we don't want to do that. So if we're tapping that L, you have to make sure that it's a slight tap and not a bounce. Okay, so a tap would look like this. And then we make sure the rest of the word is fluid. Okay, my recommendation would be for you to drag or slide until you're comfortable with fingerspelling, so that the production of your letters is clear. One other trick when discussing double letters is for a double Z, like in pizza, we can actually use a bent V. Okay, so take your V and bend it, and then add the movement for the Z. And we actually have a ZZ. Okay, so that one's fun. All right, let's move right along. Yes, so it's better for beginners to use the sliding or the dragging because it avoids you bouncing. Okay. All right, so moving right along to possessive S. So this is used when we're adding a possessive to a proper noun, such as Chili's or McDonald's. And the way this is produced is you're going to start with your S hand shape, palm facing out, and we slightly twist it inward toward our body. Okay? So when we're fingerspelling Chili's, I would fingerspell C-H-I-L-I, and then use my possessive S at the end. Okay? Just to be clear, this is not used for pluralization. So I would not sign two cats. Okay? We would not do that. That two indicates that there's multiple cats. We don't need an S on the end of that for pluralization. This is just used for possessive. Okay? So now would be a great time to go ahead and practice your possessive S's. You could practice Chili's, McDonald's, Wendy's, things of that sort. All right, and our last topic for this video is fingerspelling loan signs. So we have something called loan signs, which are represented by the hashtag or the pound sign or the number sign, whatever you want to call it. You can see it at the bottom of this slide. on all of your vocabulary lists, you'll see it this way. And this is how we write it when we're writing and glossing. Okay, and what a fingerspelled loan sign is it's a result of lexicalized borrowing, meaning we borrowed these words from English, but we've evolved the words over time from a fingerspelled word to more of a sign or a fingerspelled loan sign. Okay, so we've added some sort of change to the original fingerspelled word to make it a loan sign. And by doing this, sometimes letters can be deleted or modified. All right. So if we look at the list at the bottom, so the first word is ASL. So you can see the change from just fingerspelling ASL. The fingerspelled loan sign adds a quicker movement. And so we barely or modify the production of the S in the middle. Okay. For this fingerspelled loan signs fun and bus, you actually do see all of the letters, but we add a movement. So it's in a circular movement, same thing for bus. Okay, so we do actually produce all of the letters, but there's a little bit more movement for it. And so instead of just fingerspelling F-U-N, make it more fun. All right, and then the last one for high school, instead of just finger spelling the H to the S, we're adding that quicker movement. And so sometimes you actually don't even see the full production of the S. All right, so go ahead and practice those, and I will see you guys in the next topic.